What's up, guy, man? I couldn't hold back, man. Just couldn't hold back, bro. I can't you be a heartless motherfucker design this piece of shit that don't care about innocent women and children getting get bummed for no reason. They didn't do nothing to nobody, man. How can you live like that? How can you live for yourself, man? I just couldn't hold back, man. I told y'all in the live, I said, it's hitting hard now, man. Heads getting blown off and feet and legs getting blown off, bro. How can you live with yourself? Oh, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Good Faith Show. I'm your host, Andre Morton. And The Good Faith Show is exclusively on the ATP Network. You can catch the ATP Network on Twitter, YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch. And I have a few shameless plugs for you guys. Follow the ATP Network crew on Twitter. Um, Left Indy, he does amazing work. Me and him gonna get together later this week and make another episode of the A&M podcast, which is on now on the ATP Network. So shout out to him. Follow him. You know who Horror Girl is, and follow me, Lakeshore Boy 24. And we also on Red Note too, just me and oh yeah, it left Indy on there too. I gotta add this username too. Follow us on Red Note. There we go on the bottom of your ticker. And also too, like the video. Like, come on. Now I know y'all watch like to look at my face. I don't know why. Like, pretty sure there's other people that do the same work I do that does a better job at it and has a better background. Like, but thank you for coming over here though. Now don't leave, but thank you. So it lead, if you're gonna leave now, you like the intro music. I know the intro music is banging, like, and it's copyright free because every other intro music I use, like YouTube, copyrights it, and when they copyrights it, they basically underhandedly suppress your shit. So yeah, so like the video, helps us out a lot. And sorry for the camera focusing in and out. This is a 1080p camera. I need another camera. This is a camera I've been having, so hopefully my audio sounds good. I just trying to, I got another computer, and I'm trying to adjust and shit like that. So just give me patience, guys. Uh, yeah, man, that was me. That was for May, 2024. I was crying, man. Like, I woke up, saw another video that day. I forgot what day it was. Um, yeah, I woke up, saw another video of Palestinian women and children getting unalived, man, and I fucking lost it, man. Like, y'all saw that, man. I was literally like, I literally lost it. Like, but um, this grown fan at the time, like, we was talking about it and stuff like that, um, and yeah, man, like, just thinking about those evil bastards at the time, like, they kind of like dispersed for a moment, like they saying that Palestinian children are Hamas. So if the children is Hamas, then what are the women? Are women Hamas too? Like, get the fuck up out of here, man. Like, yeah, I regret one thing about last year too. Like, when I really took off on Twitter, like, I really regret getting these Zionist airtime. Like, I should, like, what I'm doing now, just ignoring everything and everybody at this point. Yeah, like, that's what I should have been doing for the jump. But you learn, like, you know how the social media shit work. And shout out to Misty Winston. She said she told me this too as well. She said you need to grow some thick ass skin. And yeah, I have grown thick ass skin, like, um over this last year. Like, yeah, I had to change the way I do things now. So, and also too bad, like, I'm pretty sure Zionists enjoy me crying like a little baby to them. You know what some of them said when I made that video? Some of them said Hamas paying me to cry like that. They thought I was fake. I was fake crying. Yeah, those are fake tears coming my eyes. I use fake tears that you buy, put eye drops in, make your tear ducts roll down your face. Yeah, they are fake tears. Jesus Christ, man. Like, Like I got ratioed on that tweet too. It just, it just man, like, oh yeah, yeah. All right. Sometimes you learn your lesson. Like, just ignore this shit. I'm glad Liz, to a certain extent, ignoring this shit. Like, you should have been ignoring it a long time ago too. Like, it's not worth your time, Liz, or anybody else that has tracks on Twitter. Like, ignore the trolls. Keep speaking truth to power and educate the masses. Like, that's what we need to do. Like, yeah, I regret giving these assholes um airtime. Like, that's what they want. Like, that's why they come on your account and try to fuck with you and try to get you suspended too as well. No, or mass reporting. Okay, guys. So what I'm gonna talk about today is it's a humanitarian crisis in the West Bank. Trump don't want Gaza, don't want Palestinians to return to Gaza, and also to Brianna Joy Gray. Don't take no mess. It should be the title of the video the live stream to revolution. Like, I like Brianna Joy Gray. A lot of comrades do too. Like, she came a long way too as well, just like me. Like, how we see things. Like, yeah, like, like I used to see things in a different light too. But you grow and you evolve. So yeah. Let me get to the first story here. Okay, guys. Before I get to the story, be sure to like the video. Pushes us out in the algorithm. Thank you very much. Gotta keep saying that because when I actually say like the video, people actually do. So thank you for that. So let me get to this first topic here. It says painful and humiliating and painful testimonies of mass displacement in the northern West Bank. So yeah, like as we know, there's a ceasefire that's about to basically, well, it's been violated, but yeah, we have a ceasefire in Gaza, but the Israel is still wreaking havoc in the West Bank. Like, like we know that. I guess Israel say, hey, Benjamin Netanyahu, yeah, we got this first ceasefire. Let's no, let's go to the West Bank and cause hell there. Shit, fucking animal. Um, so I'm gonna read this. From Mundo We shout out to them. They do some amazing work. It says the forcible displacement of over 40,000 people in the northern West Bank is repeating scenes from Gaza and stroking fears of ethnic cleansing. The most important thing is to stay in our home. A resident of Al Fahira refugee camp tell Mundo Weiss. And that's the West Bank. Look, like that's wow. It says Israel has suspended its its offensive on the northern West Bank from the Jenin refugee camp to the refugee camps of North Sherms and Takirim and Al Fahara and Tubas, dubbing the Operation Iron Wall. The Israeli assault has been ongoing for 3 weeks. And then how long the ceasefire has been going on? 3 weeks? Um, Killing at least 25 Palestinians, wounding over 100, and forcibly displacing 40,000 people from their homes, according to a statement by the UNRWA on Monday. Yeah, 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 Zionists. Is this by coincidence? Or you gonna say the 40,000, the 25 Palestinians they got murked? Are they Hamas? Like, get the fuck out of here. I can't with these people sometimes. The forced displacement of Palestinian communities in the northern West Bank is escalating to an alarming pace. In UNRWA said the use of airstrikes, armored bulldozers, controlled demolitions, and advanced weaponry by the Israeli forces has become commonplace, a spillover of the war in Gaza. You know, I remember CNN did a shitty ass piece about the IDF soldiers saying that they have PTSD after one of them used a bulldozer to run over Palestinian people. Now, why you couldn't be a traitor and say no? I'm not going to join. I'm not going to join this militarized terrorism force in the first place. Why you couldn't just be in like a political prisoner? That was you should have been. Like, I just don't understand. Like, and why would CNN release some shit like that too? Like, but yeah, but back to this, man. Like, I just not thought about that. That's That's fucking crazy. Last week, Israeli forces detonated 20 apartment buildings in the Jenin refugee camp, one of the largest single demolitions in the West Bank in years. Local residents and media sources compared the effects of the destruction to fire belt strategy that Israel has employed in Gaza. Yeah, yeah, we know about that. Involving a concentrated and repetitive bombing of small areas that destroy residential blocks. So like Israel claimed that the reason why that they destroying everything in Gaza because Hamas is they targeting Hamas, but I don't think Hamas is in the West Bank. So like if this is not more evident, like if you still stuck on stupid and think that Israel is getting the enemy, then you just I like you need to be in a psychiatric hospital somewhere. Like I don't know what to tell you. People still to this day thinks that Israel on the right. Like a lot more people every day is like realizing what Israel is doing. Like they're doing ethnic cleansing, but God, but Israel's offensive on the West Bank has been ongoing since mid-January, making it the longest and most wide-ranging military invasion since the Second Intifada. Israel War Minister, wow, Israel's War Minister name is Israel Katz. Wow, yeah, that's a name, Israel Katz. Has said that the offensive will expand to the rest of the West Bank amid calls from Israeli far-right politicians to transfer war in the West Bank. Transfer the war in Gaza to the West Bank ahead of its official annexation. Yeah, yeah. U.S. President Donald Trump is expected to soon make an announcement to whether the U.S. might back such a move. Well, Donald Trump gave Israel $8 billion in aid, so yeah, most likely it's going to go through. Christ, it was humiliating and painful. It said on the ground, Palestinians in the West Bank have been seeing their lives paralyzed and upended by the Israeli crackdown. Israeli closures and roadblocks have become a daily practice, making movement between towns and cities fraught with uncertainty for hundreds of thousands of Palestinians. In the northern West Bank, this reality has transferred into a war zone, especially in the refugee camps. Before being forced to leave my home with my husband and children, we spent 2 days with no water as the occupation forces cut water off from the entire camp. Nahia Al Janidi, a resident of Nur Sham's refugee camp and director of its rehabilitation center for the handicapped, told Monday Weeks. The occupation soldiers were going house to house, forcing people out, while my family and I waited 2 days for our turn to come. Al Jundi went on. My neighbor Sundos Shalabi, who was pregnant with her 8 month, decided with her husband to leave on Sunday out of fear she would have to give birth during the siege at camp. It says the harrowing tragedy of Sundos Shalabi made headlines earlier this week. Her husband was driving out on the road towards the town of Bala, just outside of just outside the refugee camp when occupation soldiers opened fire at the car. Jesus Christ. Al Jundi explained. He was injured and lost control, so the car rolled over, and Sundos and her unborn baby were both killed. Lord have mercy, man. Her husband is still in the ICU in Turk Karim's hospital. So I guess that family was Hamas, I guess. Yeah. That's Hamas. Let's just kill them. Like, oh, man. On Monday, the soldiers demolished the outside wall of my house, then called on all of the residents of the neighborhood with loudspeakers to leave. Jundi continued, I took a few necessities and a few changes of clothes, and we locked our home's doors and joined other residents in the street, while the occupation soldiers separated men from women. They searched us and interrogated us and let us pass 10 by 10 in a specific direction. She recalled. We walked on the dug up and destroyed streets amid pools of rainwater. We were stumbling and falling over, men and women, children and elderly. Some were crying. It was very humiliating and painful. Lord have mercy, man. Um, it says the most important thing is to stay in our home. The Al Farah refugee camp in Tubas, the Israeli army escalated its operations after 10 days of blockading the camp entrances. On Tuesday, residents reported that Israeli forces began to demolish stores and houses in the camp's interior. We had hoped that the occupation would withdraw from the camp today, but we were surprised to see them uh, demolishing and, in some cases, detonating the stores on the inner streets nonstop since the morning. Lara Sabua, a resident of the Al Farah in her 20s, told Monday Weeks on Tuesday. It says, for 10 days we had no water because the first thing that the occupation forces did was blow up the water pipes. And we depend on the water reserve tanks on our rooftop, she explained. Some people left early on because they have sick and handicapped family members, but some people were forced out yesterday. Occupation soldiers called out to them to leave in 10 minutes. They haven't done that on our street yet, she added. We are five in the house, including my two siblings and both my parents. We are surviving on food we had brought before the siege began. Wow. And I'm pretty sure it's not enough. Hoping that the offensive will end before our food and water does. The most important thing to me is that we stay in our home, even if they destroy it and destroy everything else, we can rebuild it later. But I don't want my family and me to be displaced. And it says the emergency committee for the Al Farah refugee camp said that the Israeli forces have already displaced 3,000 people out of a population of 9,000 in the camp in a statement on Tuesday. And to Kerem Nursham's refugee camp's emergency committee said that half of the camp's population has been displaced and that Israeli forces have destroyed 200 homes entirely and another 120 homes partially. So yeah, so it's all hands on deck, I guess, in the West Bank. Um, oh man. So yeah, man, just yeah, like this is what I like about Mondo Weeks. Like they actually, they actually they does on the ground reporting as well. So they actually talk to the Palestinians that been displaced, man. Like, ah man, like the IDF gonna shoot a family, like a family in a car, man, kill them, the husband in ICU, and then one family is just, it's just trying to survive it. Like they stuck in their home. Um, they got food before the siege began in mid-January, and man, like, see, man, the fight is not done yet, y'all. We got a long way to go, man. Oh, goodness gracious. So let me get to the next story. See, this is when you know that this ceasefire was a farce to begin with. Like a lot of people warned me, like I had some kind of hope. I try to have hope in this world that's so unpredictable. Like you don't know what in the fuck will happen day by day. You know, but I kind of knew. Yeah, I kind of knew. Just the more shit I'm reading, the more this orange glass of Tang talks out of his old ass orange brain. You get what I'm saying? Oh, good Jesus Christ. It's from Mondo Weeks again. It says Trump says Palestinians won't be able to return to Gaza under his plan. Wow. Oh, jeez. Yeah, yeah. As we know, he said that he want the other Arab countries to take the Palestinians away from their own land, away from their own land. Think about that. So their land been taken from them, and then they've been subjected to an open air prison, and now you want them to not return to what? What? To a land? What? And Trump smoking something. I just had to just say that like that. Like they said Trump be snoring shit. Maybe smoking. I don't know. Like I gotta watch what I say on YouTube. But I'm just saying, like it says Displaced Palestinians will not be allowed to return to Gaza, part as the U.S. plan for the region, said Donald Trump in a recent interview. Asked by Fox News' Brett Baer whether Palestinians will be permitted to return to Gaza, Trump said, no, they wouldn't because they're going to have much better housing. In other words, I'm talking about building a permanent place for them. Man, that's fucking shit. Bullshit. That's bullshit. 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 Basically, he's saying that they're going to go to other Arab countries. Fuck that. Mm-mm. Fuck that. It said, and then this is a video that Mondo's page. Um, should I even play this fucking shit, man?
We'll build beautiful communities for the
Oh God. I guess I'll go ahead and play it. Shit. Um, Here's what this orange glass of tank said, guys.
We'll build beautiful communities for the 1.9 million people. We'll build beautiful communities, safe communities. Could be 5, 6, could be 2, but we'll build safe.
What the fuck he said? Huh? We'll build 562. 562. We'll build beautiful communities. We'll build beautiful communities. It will 562. What? What? You'll build 5 communities? Like, it's 2 million people in the Gaza Strip. And I think another million in the West Bank. So you need more than 642 communities. Orange glass of tang. Like, oh God. Oh God. Why? 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 Okay.
Communities a little bit away from where they are, where all of this danger is. In the meantime,
Uh-huh.
6 could be 2, but we'll build safe communities. People. We'll build beautiful communities, safe communities. Could be 5, 6, could be 2, but we'll build safe communities.
562. Okay. That's
A little bit away from where they are, where all of this danger is. In the meantime, I would own this. Think of it as a real estate development for the future. It would be a beautiful piece of land.
Would the Palestinians
no
have the
big
right
money
to return?
spent. No, they wouldn't because they.
but you said that you'll build a beautiful community for them. Then you said, then that man asked, he did ask, do they have a right to return? No. No, no. See, like I know what he wants to do. He wants to build real estate there, beachfront properties for himself. He wants to enrich himself. Obviously, right? Like we know why he's saying the shit he's saying. Basically, he's saying like he gonna build beautiful communities in the other Arab countries for the Palestinians to go to. Like they ain't got the right to return back to Gaza, or the West Bank. They trying to, yeah, they're going rogue in the West Bank right now. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Like, yeah, I understand. Yeah.
They're going to have much better housing, much better. In other words, I'm talking about building a permanent place for them. Because if they have to return now, it'll be years before you could ever. It's not habitable. It will be years before it could happen. I'm talking about starting to build, and I think I could make a deal with Jordan. I think I could make a deal with Egypt. We give them billions and billions of dollars a year. We'll build.
Told y'all. Told y'all. That's what he's saying. Like, hey, give it them, to Egypt and Jordan, and then I'll take that land and put some property, beachfront properties on it. Oh God, I'm gonna get banned, man. I'm gonna get banned from Twitter. I'm gonna get banned from on YouTube, man. Oh God. Yeah, he wants the United States to own it as well. And it says in separate comments made on Air Force One, Trump told reporters to think of Gaza as a big real estate site. Ding, ding, ding. And the United States is going to own it. In the recent days, Trump has repeatedly referenced the U.S. owning Gaza and relocating Palestinians to other countries such as Jordan and Egypt. On Monday, he threatened to cut aid to 2 countries if they did not accept Gazans. Trump is meeting with Jordan's King Abdullah at the White House this week. Um, After his meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Bibi, bitch ass Bibi, last week he unveiled his plan to take over Gaza. The U.S. would take over the Gaza Strip, and we would do a job with it too. Like the shit he said don't make any sense. We'll do a job with it too. Oh Jesus Christ, man! I talk about Biden's cognitive decline. This motherfucker here, boy. Hey, 4 years is asterisk, man. We'll do a job. We gonna take over the Gaza Strip. That didn't make sense. We gonna take over the Gaza Strip and we gonna do a job with it. What? Huh? We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site. Level the site and get rid of destroyed buildings. Level it out. Level it out. Create an economic development that will supply a a unlimited number of jobs and housing for the people in the area. He means the Israeli people. Do a real job. Do something different. We should go to other countries of interest with humanitarian hearts, and there are many of them that want to do this and build various domains that will ultimately be occupied by the 1.8 Palestinians living in Gaza, ending the death and destruction, and frankly, bad lucky at it. The comments were condemned by human rights groups, Palestine advocates, and many Democratic lawmakers. Man, yeah, like Rashida Tlaib and them. Palestinians aren't going anywhere, said Rashida Tlaib. This president can only spew his fanatical bullshit because of his bipartisan support in Congress for funding genocide and ethnic cleansing. It's time for my two-state solution colleagues to speak up. Fuck a two-state solution. It should be a one-state solution. It says anyone who believes that Palestinians will leave Gaza doesn't understand the relationship that the indigenous people with their native homeland. Tweeted U.S. Campaign for Human Rights. The love for our land runs deeper than colonizers could ever imagine. Our steadfast people refuse to be uprooted. You know, I'm going to say this as a side note, like, the way we treated the indigenous people in the United States alone, like, putting them on reservation camps. Like, you know, some of them reservation camps don't even have running water. I think people don't even know that. Like, I found that out a few months ago. Like, so it's like, the United States saying, move the indigenous people to Canada or some shit like that, and we'll build some nice properties on those reservation camps. Like, yeah, yeah, the imperialism of the imperialist mentality of these motherfuckers never ceases to amaze me, man. Yeah, even some Republicans expressed concerns about the plan. I think it would be an interesting proposal, said the usually hawkish Senator Lindsey Graham. Yeah, that war hawk, man. Never mind. We'll see what our Arab friends say about that. I think most South Carolinians will probably not be excited about sending Americans to take over Gaza. It might be problematic. Wow, that's shocking coming from him. However, Trump's proposal was embraced by a number of pro-Israel groups and members of the Israeli government. Of course! Sound like janking now. Of course! Trump's statement is an extraordinary declaration that could assure the end of the Islamic Arab terrorist group Hamas and secure northern southern Israel after decades of terrorist attacks and missile launches from Hamas and Gaza, said Zionist Organization of America. National President Morton claimed it will also be a major step towards a real peace in the region. Then it says, President Trump came with a completely different, much better visit for Israel, a revolutionary, creative approach that we currently discussing, coming from this genocidal maniac, Netanyahu. He is very determined to implement it, and I believe it opens up many, many possibilities for us. The vision also seemed to have vast support from the Israeli population. A poll from the Jewish People Policy Institute Israel Index found that roughly 80% of Israelis back the idea. Oh, jeez. It says Trump comments about Palestinians being prohibited from returning to their land contradict what other recent statements from members of his administration. Answering a reporter's question during a visit from the Dominican Republic, Secretary of State Marco Rubio seemed to imply that Palestinians will only be blocked from entering Gaza for a certain amount of time. What? I think that it's just a realistic reality that in order to fix a place like that, People are going to have to live somewhere else in the interim, said Rubio. Okay. Like, in response to the backlash from Trump's original statement about Gaza being taken over, White House Press Secretary Carolyn Levitt insisted that Gazans would only remove temporarily. Like, wait a minute. So you got people in his administration saying that, oh, it's only a temporary thing. It's gonna be a temporary. We'll build it and they could come back. And then you got this orange glass of Tang saying that move them to other countries, let them be their problem. Like can these countries even handle 2 million Palestinians? Like, they gotta have resources. They gotta have places to stay. Like, oh jeez. Like Sammy South said, it's a mess. The way she said. Ah, um, the president has made it clear that they need to be temporarily relocated out of Gaza for the rebuilding, as it's a demolition site right now. It's not. It's not a livable place for any human being," said Levy. These aren't the only inflammatory comments that Trump had made about the region in recent days. On Monday, he said that all hell is going to break out if Hamas does not release the remaining Israeli hostages on Saturday. Hamas spokesperson Sami Abu Zari said the captives will only be released if Israel follows the ceasefire agreement, which they have not been doing. The group has threatened to delay the release of hostages on Saturday, saying that Israel has broken the agreement by blocking humanitarian aid. Like, just let the humanitarian aid in. Then, then Hamas will release more hostages. Man, I tell you, boy. I tell you, boy. I tell you, boy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, like, yeah, it's all about real estate opportunities for Trump. It's not about Palestine. Like, Trump don't give a damn about that, man. I knew this. Like, his comments in the past before he became president again, like saying that Israel needs to finish the job. Like, yeah, don't like people forget what he says. And then Sheldon Allison, Marion Allison, I think one of them did. Yeah, gave him money, gave him millions of dollars. So it kind of makes sense for him to say the shit he's saying. And then you got the administration saying that, oh, it's temporary, for the, until, it's a mess in Gaza right now. So it's a temporary thing. Then you got him saying, like, no, they need to leave permanently. And let's, I'm going to build some amazing, real estate opportunities. So just a bunch of bullshit, bro. It's a bunch of bullshit. All right, guys, on to the next story. All right, guys, be sure to like the video. It's free. It's free, guys. Now let's get on to this segment of this episode of Bad Faith Podcast with um Briana Joy Gray. Briana Joy Gray, man, I give her credit when credit is due, man. Like she's doing the damn thing over there, man. Like she got wrongfully fired for Rising, which the reason why I watched Rising because of her. Um, but because I guess they set a trap for her. They added that. I guess that woman. I guess she was a. But I think her family member was a hostage or some shit like that, something like that. But the Hill wanted to get rid of Bree Joy, so here this clip they talking about DNC Democratic National Committee. Oh man, I give credit due to Bree. She does the damn thing. So all right, guys, here we go. Let me see.
At which point, I can only speak for myself, but I think a lot of people will say no. The problem I have, Brie, also with the third party issue. Not that listen, I'm very aware of how important third parties have been in American history. I understand that we would be much better off with a parliamentarian system, although that's not going to happen. I understand the unholy alliance of the duopoly. I understand all that. And this is not a but, it's just an additional factor. People are people. The corruption that we see in the Democratic Party, the corruption that we see in the Republican Party.
I mean, Mary Ann. I mean, I'm gonna say this. Like, I don't. I don't have no animals towards you. Um, so like, see, yeah, that right there, that's the problem. See what you just said, like basically you said there's no road to third parties. You know that's corruption in the Democratic Party, but you saying right there, the few seconds I played that clip, you saying that there's no road to a third party. But isn't the Democratic like King Jeffries basically saying like, hey, we're gonna let Trump do whatever he want, man. Nothing we can do about it. What can we do? They have the House, they have the Senate, they have the presidency. Like, they don't fight. And second of all, like, I'm pretty sure if we had an opposition party, like Jill Stein say, they will fight. I know that even if Jill Stein became president, I know it's a lot of roadblocks in front of her. I get that. I get that. Oh yeah. Like, but like basically saying like the third parties ain't gonna work, so let's just let's just turn the Democratic Party left. Let's turn them left. Let's push them left. Okay, I let it play. I let it play for a minute. I just had to say that right quick.
I'm not naive enough to think there won't still be human beings as part of these third party efforts. That's number one. It's not like they will be lacking in all of the stuff and the stuff that we hate. That's number one. And number two, I'm not sure anybody is really fully taking in the hundreds of millions of dollars that are necessary in order to stage a powerful third party effort. I hope we will. Someone will. I hope so.
Well, Bernie
but I
Bernie
think also
did,
those of us who feel
right?
the urgency of this moment. Pardon?
Bernie
Bernie
out
did?
fundraised everybody
No,
in
Bernie could have.
2020.
I would have. Listen.
But wait a minute.
I'm
No,
one
that's
of
what
the
I'm
people
saying.
who
What I'm
wish
saying,
that he had
Marianne,
just gone over. Yeah.
well, this is what I'm saying, that Bernie out fundraised everybody in 2020, had this organization, Our Revolution, ready to go, and potentially what people wanted, as you're nodding, and I'm sure you're aware, Marianne, and you're probably aware, Joseph, to flip into being a independent party, to be a political force, not just a sort of organizing force. And that didn't happen. And many folks are very frustrated that they felt like the potential of the Bernie organizing machine and fundraising machine was ultimately cowed in subservience to a Democratic Party, which has demonstrated its superior willingness to go after the left than to go after the right. And I see you nodding, Joseph. And it's difficult for me to understand how, in the wake of that reality.
I'm gonna say this, like just as a side note, I think that Bernie should have, looking back at it, but even the first time, like the guy been treated. I mean, my thing is, if you've been cheated twice, I mean once, 2016, right? Like in 2020, I would have ran third party. Like I would have ran there. I would have went independent. Like you had a lot of people. Some people left, but you still had a lot of people backing you. You had me backing you. Like I came from the Hillary Clintons of the world, the Obamas. Like I used to support them. I used to be a black conservative for a little bit, spell too, before all this. But like you had a movement behind you, Bernie. But you had our revolution. Like you actually like you had energy. You look at Joe Biden campaign, it's different. Like people didn't like Joe Biden. It's just that at that time people voted for him because Trump mishandled COVID, obviously. And yeah, we know the Democratic Party cheated you in 2020. I'm pretty sure you would have handled COVID way better than Biden. Like that's just a side note, but I'm gonna let Bree continue to cook these two Democratic kooks. Oh shit.
Many of us believed in an inside strategy. I
It's got to be
gave my
inside,
mid
outside.
30s.
Yeah, we do that.
I gave my mid 30s to that strategy and working for Bernie Sanders.
That sounds so funny to a woman my age.
Yeah, well, those are some.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about with Bree. Like she evolved. Like she used to believe in that. I remember earlier, like a few years ago, she used to talk about the inside game and strategy and stuff like that. And that's what I give her a lot of credit for. She evolved. Like I evolved too. And so here we go.
Crucial years,
Yeah.
And so now
just tell me
here
a
we
better
sit.
strategy and how to execute it, and I'm down. We will move.
Well,
right?
I
but
would
that's
love
the
to
thing.
see.
But our leaders, our members have voted on this strategy, and I respect the grassroots. So
Was there has there been an internal conversation, a robust debate about whether our revolution should pivot to
yeah, the
supporting
analysis is like
outsider
it's too much resource.
candidates?
Look, the gatekeepers, the Republicans, Democrats have set it up such that it's rigged. I mean, people have tried, even working families has tried, right? They have a lot of money, and they have a different theory.
Oh, because it's rigged. Oh, because so if it's rigged, still work with them. If it's rigged, you do something else. Yeah, you try, you're gonna fail, obviously. Like I'm pretty sure, that's normal way of things. Like you try things and it don't work the way you want it to work. You try again. You regroup. You go back. You start again. I don't. See, this is defeatist like type mentality that I be like talking about sometimes, like from these people, like, we try, we tried to fight them, but it's rigged against us, man. What you want us to do? What you want us to do, man? Come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on, bro.
And
How
it's
how do
incredibly
you
challenging, right? There's been a lot of talk. I came out of the labor movement, more than 2 decades of organizing workers. We've talked about getting a labor party. Again, challenging.
and
I
what?
totally think there needs to be a labor
It's
party in the United
challenging
States.
for sure.
And
So
when
everyone likes
even
to
when
say,
deep sea, when
Exactly.
unions, which have been wiped out systematically by both Democrats and Republicans, they're the one organization that has the resource to do it, and they think it's incredibly difficult. So
it is
it's
incredibly
like, but
difficult.
yeah,
But what's
I
the
mean,
upside of the current strategy? Are you feeling like the
Yeah. Oh, supposed to be easy. Like it's hard. Like, oh God. See, the easiest thing for these people to do is just, bend the knee to the dimmer dummy, son. Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir. I want to fight you, but I can't fight you because you got the ball in your court. But that's why you fight for another opposition party to take the ball out their court. You know what I mean? Like commit a turnover in basketball terms or football terms. Like you commit a turnover, then you gain momentum. You blah 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 blah. Whoo, boy.
gains and the resources that you're putting toward the Democratic Party are paying off over the last
well,
8
I'm saying
years
we're
since our
fighting
revolution?
oligarchy and a descent into authoritarian capitalism on multiple fronts. That
And
on
ultimately,
He didn't just say what. Bree asked him a good question. Are you fighting the Democratic Party? Yeah. We fight against the oligarchy. Technically, but the oligarchy still like, they still controlling the court. So yeah, we send him a nicely. This guy like he the type of guy that send you a nicely worded letter like, please sir, don't do this, don't do this. Don't do this. Man, deeply unserious people like. Oh God, man. I think this is what happened when you in the Democratic Kool you did drinking the Democratic Kool-Aid for too long. Like I think, it's like a thing like, you telling people on the forehand like, we're trying, to fight the oligarchy, but but the system is so rigged to a point where like it's impossible. It's hard, it's hard to have an opposition party. Like boy, whenever how a revolution will be, I'm pretty sure these people will not be in it. But Bree will be there, obviously. But yeah. Let me continue, man. Like I just you can't do nothing but laugh at this point. Like deeply unserious.
multiple fronts,
endorsing a
meaning we're
DNC
organizing.
chair
Yeah, we are
who
organizing within the party.
isn't
Because in the
opposed to
world
that
as it is,
oligarchy?
there is really only two parties in our
Right.
democracy. And
So
we
do you
need
see
to do
how
what Donald
cyclical
Trump
that sounds?
did. No, but it's on us, sister.
See, it's only two parties. It's only two parties. It's only two parties. So you gotta. I guess but you gotta join them and fight them at the same time. What? What? That's why you got. Okay, let me let it play. I keep pausing it, man. Wow. Man, Bree is definitely like she chopping at the bits, man. You can tell, like, I mean, she like, what the hell?
We need to do what Donald Trump did. He took over and hijacked the Republican Party. Why
But
can't we
but do
do
you
that?
but
Bernie should do
do you
that,
do you
right?
see how that's
Others.
well?
No, no, I'm saying, like, yeah,
Well,
that's
Yeah,
Bernie
I'm with
Bernie
Bree on that.
Bernie has demonstrated a complete and total unwillingness to do that. He's not going to do that. He
Man, Bernie Sanders do that. Like it would be basic. Bernie took over took over the Democratic Party and turned it more left. You know, not the left I wanted to be, but it would have been nice. But Bernie, yeah, nah. Like Bernie backed Biden even before even before the primary started. So yeah, it's a joke, as they say. It's a joke. He ain't breathe like whoa, nah.
the whole story I just told of our revolution, the post Bernie campaigns, is that he is fully bought in for whatever reason into working within the Democratic Party and not being adversarial and oppositional. Even though I would argue that yes, unions are well are maybe the second most or one of the most powerful groups, but the coalition that Bernie had put together, the attention that he had, the energy that he had, 30% of the Democratic Party was with him. He was able to out fundraise everybody with these small
Yep.
dollar donations. And I believe that if he had committed to actually investing that in an oppositional system to the Democratic Party instead of one that worked within it and was subsumed by it, then those people would still be energized and we would not be in this existential crisis that we are in currently today.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
strongly believe that.
Yes. Say it again, Sister Bree. Say it again. Say it again for the people in the back. Especially these two cooks on top of the screen here. Like, say it again for them. Like, yeah, that's why he should have dropped out and say, you know what, fuck y'all. Since y'all want to cheat me and y'all want to go behind my back and have people to drop out and all that shit, and then keep Elizabeth Warren, which I was hostile, which she was hostile at him at the time because they said Bernie was sexist, which is like, well, that's just wild. Like, yeah, that was a Democratic ploy too. Like, y'all doing all this shit, and yeah, like he should have took that energy that he had. Like Bernie raised billions of dollars. Like Nick for RBN always said this all the time. Like even at that time, like we should have took that money and built towards mutual aid at the time. But you evolve. Like like we should have built that towards mutual aid. But yeah, so keep destroying them, Bree.
So to sit here and have this sort
But
of
there would be,
secular
yeah,
argument, though, Joseph, where we say, well, we don't have a third party, but we can't really invest in third parties because it's a lot of effort. And so we don't have a third party.
here's what
So
I
we
would
have to
say.
do it
It's
within the
like,
two parties and we have to take it over, but
no,
nobody's
but
going to
just
take
to
it
bring it
over.
back to where Marianne is, like we're in the fight, and I ask that you respect the activists who put in the time and energy to following what we believe in this moment. And yeah, is the Democratic Party great? No, it's corrupt, but we should take it over, and we're fighting to do it.
I can't. I can't, man. I can't. I can't. I can't with these people, man. Oh my god, bro. Look at Bree face. Bree like you mother. Fight to take over the Democratic Party. Yo, asshole. We tried that with Bernie Sanders. We tried that with the squad, asshole, back in 2018. And the squad, well, some of them, I guess Rashida Tlaib is alright, but the rest of them pretty much just, they bent their head to Nancy Pelosi and the Democratic Party, ALC, call her mama bear and shit like that. Like we tried, Justice Democrats. You remember that? I'm pretty sure that not really that long ago. Can't believe that shit almost 7 years old, man. No, yeah, 7 years old. Holy shit! Like we tried that. Like see, like again, like you try things and you realize, like, yeah, the system is corrupt, duh. Like that's just a duh position. Yeah, it's corrupt. Yeah, like I think everybody, I think even my mama, like even though she's a Democrat, she knows like it's corrupt to a certain extent. To a certain extent, like it's hard with boomers. It's hard like to decode them. You know, they think a certain way and just I guess sometimes that's their permanent way of thinking. But we're gonna try to change it from the inside. Basically, what he's saying, like, how are you gonna do that, man? Like, we tried, bro. Like, bro, you gotta try something different, bro. Like, like to me at this point, these people, I think at the point they just don't give a fuck and shit. They just say anything. Like, I just had to laugh at that, man. Like, holy shit! I can't believe that guy saying that shit though. No, I mean I'm not surprised, obviously, but let me let it play. Oh,
If there's a
Yeah,
viable third party option, we're down to support it.
no, you gotta
We're
make
also
well, if you're down to support a third party option, then support it. Support it. Support it. Why you? Oh, I'm willing to work. I'm willing to fight from the inside. Like the inside strategy don't work, dude. Oh God, this guy sitting here with a straight face, literally believing the shit he says. I can't judge this man thinking like I don't judge people like what they think. I don't know whether he's capping or he's really being serious. It's hard to tell. Even Bree like, bro. God help us all, man. Like if these are people that supposed to like, help change shit, then we fuck be every repair, man. Like, nah, it gotta be a better way. Okay.
viable third party viable, Joseph. You can't just sit here. Why is there this willingness to make the Democratic Party viable?
I mean, we're trying to do this, right? We are fighting to elect people. We have critiqued Biden. We have critiqued Harris. We are speaking truth to power, but we get marginalized.
Yeah, you could critique them. I guess that's decent. But again, if you're not going to actually fight against them by pushing for a third party, then you wasting your fucking time, bro. You might as well just hold up a Harris sign and just say you all in for Harris or some shit. Like I'm just saying, like you wasting your time here. Like you're not serious. Like that's why the word deeply unserious is a thing now. You deeply unserious, my guy. What's his name? Joseph Greg Grease, whatever the fuck your name is, Joseph. Like, okay, like what are we doing here? Like really, if you quote unquote on the left, at this point you should be fighting for opposition party or fighting in the streets. Like, I don't mind people that still believe in voting, on the federal level. I was kind of like saying like fuck voting on a federal level, but a third party can also impact people on the local level as well, like a mayor, a third party mayor, third party city council member, third party school council member, whatever. Like it's levels to this shit. But you sitting here with Bree, and Bree being patient as she being patient there. I give her credit. Like I will lose my shit. See, people never come on here and talk to my black ass because I need people kind of see I lose my shit. I lose my cool. I try to do better with that, but yeah. I let it play, man. Come on, man. I keep pausing this shit every fucking 3 seconds because it's just so crazy. Oh my God, bro.
But we don't give up, right? I mean, having led the fight for 15, we changed the narrative by putting workers in the street. We changed, right? We got unions finally came back into relationship with the White House because we put people in the streets, right? First term, I was sitting in there talking with the White House staff saying you need to do this for workers. And they were like, no se puede. Every conversation, whether it's White House counsel, the political office, right? The vice president at the time, Obama, right? No se puede, no se puede. And so we had to make them do it. And are we in a perfect universe? No, but we've moved the dial. We created the conditions precedent for Bernie to be progressive rock star. We created that window. Same thing with Keith Ellison, right? These were the people who walked the strike. They were not, nobody knew who they were in 2013, right?
And where are
that's,
those,
so
and
what
where
I'm
are they
saying
both,
is like, this is a
and where are they
movement in
both
progress
now?
and we have to struggle.
This guy bring up fight for 15. Like, federal minimum wage is still $7.25 an hour, right? Like, I just had to add that as a side note. But back to the video.
To get there.
But Joseph,
Yeah.
what is your theory of the case for why Bernie Sanders ended up lobbying hard for Joe Biden to stay in the race, and the last week of his campaign or so, when all of these Democratic Party insiders, Nancy Pelosi, the Pod Save Bros, were all clamoring for him to get out? How do you get to a place where Bernie Sanders was the vanguard, Keith Ellison was the vanguard, to Keith Ellison spending all of his energy seemingly on Twitter in the weeks leading up to the election, punching at Jill Stein for some reason? What is happening within the Democratic
we polled our
Party?
members. No, we polled our members and we said immediately that Joe Biden should step aside. So, I don't want to speak
Right,
for
but
the thought process of
question
everyone else,
is,
but we led.
well, I'm
I hate when people don't answer questions. Jesus, she not even.
not asking you to speak for their thought process,
Yeah.
Joseph, but I am asking for your theory of the case. What's your analytical assessment of what's going on with the Democratic Party and the leaders that at one time were on its left vanguard being the most committed devotees to Joe Biden, despite Joe Biden showing the most disrespect to some of the issues and constituencies that determine the outcome of the election, including Muslim voters,
Yeah,
including
it's just
labor
a
leaders. I
different
haven't
world,
forgotten the
sister. We're in a
strike.
brand new world after January 20th. And
No,
I think
I'm not talking about after January 20th, Joseph. I'm
no.
asking you what
We have
your
a
theory of the
different,
case
we have a
is
different
about
alignment
why.
of
I have
power.
something to say.
And I think
Oh God, this guy keeps saying, technically, we criticize Joe Biden. We want Joe Biden to step aside. Bernie wanted him to, stay, but yeah, like, come on, dude, come on, dude. I mean, at this point, you say to yourself, like, he's clearly unserious. He doesn't want an opposition party. He wants to stay in the depths of the Democratic establishment. So yeah, and Marianne Williamson too. Like she ain't about nothing either.
people are going to
Okay.
change,
But
or
Joseph, I want
this
to
is
let me.
existential.
Maybe I
And
should
so I don't
explain why I'm
think it's
asking
no
this
Let me say
permanent
question.
something,
enemies,
please.
no permanent
But
allies.
wait a minute, Marianne. I'll come to you in a second, Marianne.
That is a
But
foundational piece
this is
of
important,
organizing.
Joseph.
And in this
But this
moment,
is
there's a realignment.
Joseph don't answer the question. That's why he's deflecting. See, he's deflecting. Y'all see what he's doing? Like, yeah, see what's going on here. Yeah, basically, we poll our members. That's like of this move, whatever this organization is, which they are like they got $15 minimum wage. It's still saving 25. Okay, okay.
Alignment happening.
This is important, Joseph. If
Yeah.
you want people to keep doing what they've already seen has failed, right? If you want people to say, let's take one more bite at the apple. No, this time around, we really can influence the Democratic Party. If you want people to invest in that project, I think you need to state a theory of the case
Well,
for
the
why it
first
went
theory is
wrong.
we took
Wait a
out
minute, wait a
Ben
minute,
Winkler.
wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute.
First theory is we
Wait,
took
let me
out
finish the
Ben
sentence because that
Winkler.
wasn't my question.
They're
With all
the
due respect,
establishment.
Joseph.
We took them
Let me
out.
finish the sentence, Ben.
She got me. But yeah, man, see, he don't want to listen. She trying to tell him, like, she being real nice. She's been really nice. She's trying to say, like, hey, bro, like, you still trying to do something that's not working. That's not going to work. The Democratic Party don't like the left. They hate our guts. The Republicans hate us. Fuck them. But the Democratic Party especially don't like us, bro. Like, you keep brainwashing people to still do this inside shit that's not working, that haven't been working since forever. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, you know, even before 2016, but he's still trying to talk. My God, man. Oh God, Marianne, what the fuck you gotta say? Like you probably agree with Joseph anyway. Didn't you run to be DNC chair? Like, yeah, like you tried to run against Joe Biden. You think the DNC gonna let you go vote you in to be DNC chair? Like, come on, bro. Unserious motherfuckers here, man. Like, I'm glad Bree doing this. You know, she's exposed. She's trying to. I guess she's trying to cleanse the like these people are not left. These are not left people. These are Democratic establishment, uh, with a facade of leftist, little leftism. You know, yeah, we support Medicare for all. Yeah, we support this and that. They really don't mean it. Come on, man. All right, guys, let me finish. Got a few more minutes here.
Joseph, because with all due respect, that wasn't my question.
Did you
I
just
need you
call
to
me
set up a
bitch?
theory. No,
Okay,
I sustained
sorry.
Ben Wickler. Sorry, I
Got
missed.
it. Sorry, I was like,
Ben at
whoa.
me. No, of course not. No, you need to set a theory of the case for why the best of us, the people who founded your own organization, seem to be the most committed to protecting Joe Biden, the person at the root of why we're in this situation to begin with. And the reason that you have to set up that theory of the case is because if you're expecting us to go down this road again and get behind new progressives and get behind new people who seem like they're promising, you have to have an explanation for why, what corrupting influences exist, what pressures exist, what are they going to do differently? What are they going to be able to accomplish that Bernie Sanders wasn't able to accomplish, or that Keith Ellison wasn't able to accomplish? Do you see what I'm saying?
Look, whatever you think about Joe
Man, you got monkey symbols mentality. Like, what you say? Huh? Look what you looking like, huh? Where?
Biden, he did much more, and I had a front row seat under the Obama Biden presidency. And by the way, there, just as an aside, their administration helped make Elon Musk through federal contracts, loans, grants with no strings attached, right? And part of our fight was to put strings on giving money to federal contractors. But it took a while to get them there. But that being said, look, there are some really good things. We don't win on everything, but the president of the United States did start, right? Lena Khan is a rock star, right? She is taking on corporate power. And
I don't mean to interrupt you, but that's not quite responsive to the question.
No, I'm saying that Joe Biden actually did do some progressive things.
Right, but that's not the question.
Oh, God. I heard that from other PMCs, too. Like, yeah, crumbs.
Yeah, and I think he's probably better than Harris.
I would be like, you know what? I would be like, I'm tired of this shit, man. Like, yeah, Joe Biden did some progressive things, like he listened to our revolution, like. Be like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done.
So I think we had members.
I don't quite know what to do with that.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you're asking me what their thoughts.
Do you think that Biden should have stayed in, or despite
No, we
the
called on
internal
to
polling?
drop out.
So what? I don't quite.
If Biden did progressive things, then why his approval rating was damn near 30-some%? Like, if you do progressive shit, even if it's not, even if, like, on my standards, it's not far enough. Like, approval rate should be higher than 30%. I'm just telling the truth. Like, I don't understand why people defend Biden like that. Like, yeah, they call out him on being a genocidal maniac, but again, like, he's FDR. Like, what? He FDR, and grocery prices was high under him. Like, that's not FDR. That's really high. I mean, I just, oh God.
I don't quite know what to do with Biden is better than Harris. What is your takeaway from like why is that?
I think they were making some kind of judgment based on moving progressive policies, right? We had industrial policy for the first time since FDR, deep investments.
See, I tell you, FDR, that these PMC said, Joe Biden is the closest thing since FDR. Oh God. Oh God. FDR ain't a saint himself. Like, most of those policies did not benefit black people. So, yeah, like telling a black person that, FDR is this and that. And I'm like, is that why you got to educate yourself? Like, you found out things like.
In jobs, didn't get communicated out. But, it was, and unfortunately, Donald Trump's going to take credit for all this in a couple of years when airports and train stations come up, right? It's very dangerous. But that being said, Biden was probably the most responsive to progressive demands of any president. in a very long time. We were
Yeah,
sidelined by
What? Oh God, bro! This guy, man, making a fool out of himself, man. He's making a fool out of himself on here, boy. Oh no, 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 no. Let it play. He making a fool out of himself, bro. Like Brie is literally trying to help you out, bro. She's literally sitting here telling you, like, hey, you keep you keep doing the same thing, getting the same results, bro. Like they're not the Democratic Party. Not Joe Biden was not FDR. Wow, yeah, he had um um a labor relations board person like that's labor friendly. Wow, what do you fucking do? But he still broke a railroad strike. Like, what are we doing here? Okay, let me let it continue.
I got
This is funny.
Obama.
okay.
Yeah. And so they were at the table. Did we
Okay.
get everything? No. But we made more. And then, yeah. And now we're in this situation, which is terrible. And we got to organize and fight. And look, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, organize and fight through the Democratic Party. You got to organize and fight now. Can't opposition party is not possible. There's no it's rigged. It's so rigged against us. That's true, but still got to fight. But yeah, but you got to fight the Democratic Party. We push Biden left. That's the people that say they push Biden left, which is a fucking joke. Oh God, man! Wow, this is wild. Wow.
Again, like I said, Democrats don't get it in terms of unions. Union density has fallen dramatically. The unions are the one thing we need to have true resistance in this country. And union halls in the Midwest are empty, right? Democrats are, and including Joe Biden, are responsible for that. The only way to win back a majority is to rebuild a strong working class union movement. FDR did that, and then that enabled, right, all of the progressive legislation we had through the 60s. It was pretty significant time in our country. We're seeing now a complete pushback by Trump and the oligarchs to, the New Deal and everything that's in our way of life. So look, it's not perfect, but we make progress. And
Okay,
things don't happen
I hear you. Your stance is that it's not perfect, but Biden was better than the alternative. Mariana, I want to let you have a chance to get in here.
Well, I don't want to say
Yeah,
we wanted him to drop out, and we wanted to try to get Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus. You saying the same shit over and over again. Like, oh, God. Oh, God. Okay.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Marianne,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, on these last few minutes, I do diverge from you, Joseph. We now have a president who has taken the membership of the NLRB down to 2 members, which means there's not even a quorum. And I totally agree with Briana that the Democratic Party created this mess in many
Yes.
ways. They created a hole, and Donald Trump stepped into it. And I agree with Briana that that reckoning has to occur, even if it's only individuals among us who say so. The answer to your question, Briana, of how did it happen are 2 words: elitism and corruption. The corruption, it has to do with the DNC. It's a racket, or it's been a racket. I am totally open to it being different now. It has been a total racket, hundreds of millions of dollars that are raised, shared by a small group of people in DC and their K Street consultancy firms, giving little pittance. When I was first running, I was shown the document that had to do with the negotiations that the DNC went through with the state parties. And it was considered a win because the state parties were given more money. I looked at the document because before the meeting, I was told, please read the document so that you can report on it. I read the document and I thought maybe there was a typo. So I went to my calculator and then I thought, oh, maybe my calculator's broken. And then I went back to the document and I thought, whoa, these people were celebrating getting $2,500 more a month. They were celebrating a $2 million given over the next couple of years for the Red State Fund. When you're talking about opposition that is funded by billions of dollars by billionaires on the extreme right. So what happened there, Bree, is really quite simple. The people who were in charge of all that money at the DNC were going to keep their contracts and keep their money, whether Trump won or not. And that was what really went on. And I was very clear.
Wow. I think she had her coming to Jesus moment. Like, damn, these people don't care about winning. They care about money. Oh. Yeah, you had to come to Jesus moment, Marianne. Congratulations. Yay. Congratulations. I need a clapping on effect. Yay. Yeah, they corrupt. They corrupt. Yes. Yes, we know.
During my own campaign, these people would rather see Trump win than let someone like me be the nominee. Pure, adulterated corruption. Now, on the other side has to do with Nancy and so forth. And that just has to do with this unbelievable arrogance, entitlement, sense of everything that our founders did not want. A political ruling class who feel that they are the only ones qualified. It's the left wing, or they're not even leftists, none of us can really say, but the Democratic elite who formed a kind of aristocracy of their own and who had the audacity during these campaigns to say, because Donald Trump is such a threat to democracy, we have the right to basically to suspend democracy in our own house. These people thought they were so smart, and they looked at anyone who wasn't a member of their own club as unqualified. But really, what qualified meant to them was qualified to perpetuate the machine as they run it. Now, they have been thrown back on their heels. They have not been defeated. The fact that Ben Wickler did not win is not their defeat. It means they're going to have to get back and now they'll put on, I'm sure, a full-on charm assault on Ken when he comes to Washington. And I just hope all of us will be loud about what's really true.
My thing is this though, you realize that they corrupt though, but why you not advocating for an opposition party? Why you not, you ain't necessarily got to be on the Green Party bandwagon. The thing is that at least fight for something different. That's all that, Bree is like trying to like push out a little bit here. Like, you keep doing the same thing, getting the same result. Like, even if you won DNC chair, Marianne, like, how do you, like, it's still like, it's still levels. Like, maybe you probably be better. I don't know. Like, I'm not a Democrat, so I can't say, but, like, I just, like, this inside game don't work, bro. Like, this is why us leftists, that's why I'm so fucking frustrated with some of these PMCs. Like, they just feel like stuck in their own, I know they stuck in their own world. Like, this is why the left ain't can't win on shit. Like, we're a bunch of fucking losers, bro. Like, I hate to say that about us. Like, we losers, man. Like, like the infighting shit aside online, like a lot of people are fucking feds. They are fucking ops. Like, there's a lot of ops online, especially on Twitter. So I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about people that actually have a real cultivative audience, or that actually do things. Like, it has people that actually listens to them and actually likes what they say. Like, some of those people, especially the PMC class, like the Crystals, the Cows, the shit. Who else, man? I don't really consider David Packman the left. He's a Democrat token. Um, like those people, like sometimes leading their audience down a straight man. Like, like I'm just saying, like I just don't understand, like.
When that begins to happen. I know if that happens, and I know I'm out. But that's the answer to your question.
Yeah.
Elitism.
I think Bree at this point saying like, I tried, yeah, like yeah, these people stuck in their own ways. I don't think
Arrogance, entitlement, anti-democratic action, and pure corruption. And when JFK said, those who make peaceful revolution impossible make violent revolution inevitable. If we don't get this right,
That's right.
there will be revolution in the streets. And so I think all three of us can agree whatever we can do to forestall that catastrophic consequence is what our heart.
I'm gonna end it there because I don't want to play the whole thing. Watch it yourself. It's on YouTube. Bad Faith Podcast. Bree, she does the damn thing. Shout out to her. Like, you want to try to avoid a movement of a rogue movement like a revolution. You want to avoid that. This is why we when Bernie Sanders came to fruition in 2016. This is why a lot of us was on board with him. Now, to be fair, I wasn't on board with Bernie Sanders in 2016 because I was still a Democrat. But in 2020, I realized I evolved. I said, yeah, the Democratic Party is corrupt, you know. But Bernie Sanders is like the stuff he says is more is more radical than what these other fucking past Democratic presidents said. So I'm gonna fuck with him. With that, in 2020, he abandoned his movement twice. Actually, um, the Democratic Party cheated him. Yeah, you gotta say that as well. Then we had the squad. Like we thought they were gonna fight. Like you had AOC making all these ads saying she's gonna fight. I don't live in New York. I mean the Bronx of New York. Like AOC's not in my district, obviously. But I still gave her money. Like I was dirt poor back in 2018 compared to now. Like I gave her my last $2 for her to turn around and say, yeah, like yeah, we're gonna do the inside game, and I'll have to change my rhetoric because Nancy Pelosi threatened me the day I sat in her office, which was performative, by the way. But after all that, then you say to yourself like, damn, man, like they need to do something else, But the end result, unfortunately, will have to be revolution in the streets. Like we're gonna have to hit the streets eventually. Like even if we get Jill Stein, like if we just push push momentum forward, like it's still corruption there. It was Jill Stein in there, not or you know what I'm saying. So yeah, man, like these people are lost. Unfortunately, like Marianne, Joseph, like they don't they just don't get it. Like maybe Marianne gets it a little bit more than Joseph, to be fair, like a fair analysis. Maybe she finally understands like these motherfuckers only care about money. Like they don't want to change shit, they just want to raise money. Duh. Like they raise money off Roe v. Wade, like Joe Biden could have actually done things like some of you might not know this, but when Roe v. Wade was once overturned, Biden could have signed an executive order saying that he'll put abortion clinics on federal land. Like he could have done that. Like you don't need Congress for that. Like you can literally do that. But he chose not to do it. You know why? Because he don't care. Like Joe Biden be whispering, he don't care. So so yeah, man. Us, the real leftists, we are done with the two-party system, man. Some of us are done with electoralism. A lot of people prefer going on the streets. Like I need to put my efforts more towards on the ground organizing, like Ofini's doing, like Ofini's doing, what RBN doing, what they mutual aid chapter, like RBN and them. Like I give RBN a lot of credit. You know, they're actually putting what they've been preaching for the last 4 years into action. They're not, you know, gaslighting people and stuff like that. So and shout out to Bree. She came a long way too as well. Like she does good stuff too, good work too. So all right, guys, that's the show. I said a lot. I'm back in the groove now after really a week hiatus. Man, I was last week I was out of town, so back here now. I'm doing this. Thank you guys for watching the Good Faith Show, man. I really appreciate it. And before I go, some shameless plugs. Follow the ATP Network crew on Twitter, Left Indie, Horror Girl, and me, Lacio Boy 24. And follow us on Red Note too. Like I need to post more ATP Network content over there. And I hope Red Note have thing where you can put links. I don't know yet. Like Red Note still, still a lot of Mandarin code in there. So we'll see. I want to grow. If Red Note a pathway for us to grow more, then hell, fuck Twitter at this point. So yeah, man. That's it. Of the Good Faith Show with Andre Morton. Signing out. Have a good one. And also too, fuck Benjamin Netanyahu.